Hey guys, Gary here from myCRMSIM. So I just want to put this video together because there's a couple of things that came up, one in our open office hours and one from one of our awesome partners that introduced us to someone and recommended us. And I completely get it, but there's some discrepancies between what people understand on how things work and how they actually do work. So what I want to talk about in here is about the limits around SMS. So we have got some great content and stuff in our knowledge base around this. And if you want to join us on our open office hours or group demos, we've got group onboarding. There's all these opportunities to come and ask us questions if you want. But I want to try and unravel or clarify a couple of these things on here. So is this really unlimited SMS? All right. So it's unlimited according to whatever your SMS plan is. So as many as they'll allow you to send, we'll allow you to send that. We don't put any restrictions on it. It's only limited by your plan, and that could be different for SMS, WhatsApp, iMessage, and there's a bunch of things depending around that about the age of your SIM card, how many messages you've got going in and out, all those kind of things. But generally, the rule of thumb, okay, is that you shouldn't be sending messages faster than you can kind of send them by your thumbs. Okay, imagine if you were sending a message to someone and you were using your thumbs to type that message and hit send, and somebody replies and you read it and you type a response and you hit send and reply. That's kind of the speed you want to go at. So we always just say our message in here is that around about 1 per minute is a good rate to send them at. But that's if you're just sending them out, okay? So we've got a bunch of stuff in our system as well around rate limiting to try and help people to stop them from burning their SIM cards as well. And I want to show you some stuff that we've got in place that actually helped one of our clients save their Apple ID this week. And I want to clarify a question for someone that went through this partner. So I want to show you here. Now this is a screenshot from, it's a bit of a poor screenshot, but this is from an open office hours that we did last week where we had a client that came on and they said, oh, why have I got all these queued messages? I sent all these messages out, but they're all queued. Why are they queued, basically? So what they've done is they've just basically taken a bunch of messages and dumped them in and sent them all out. This was all via iMessage, you can see here. So a load of iMessage, and they just put them in and just hit send, basically. Now, that is not a good thing to do because that will burn your iMessage app or your Apple ID. Okay, so you can see here, these are all iMessages, and I apologize, it's not the greatest screenshot. This is from a recording, but these are all iMessages and they were all sent at 5:20 a.m. Okay, and they're queued. And if we were to go back a few pages in, or a few pages in their account, we would see some that are sent, and they said they were confused because they're slowly sending out why are they all queued. Now that's because we've got rate limiting in our service and in our system because we want to try and help you make sure that you don't burn your SIM cards. And again, you just have to think about this in terms of natural sending speed, okay? If you're sending messages faster than you could type with your thumbs, hit send, get a response, read that, reply, hit send, you're going too fast. The only thing that could send out multiple text messages all at the same time would be automation, and that's what the carriers will pick up on, and that's what can burn your SIM cards, okay? So in this case, our system saw all this being sent out and it queued all these messages for our client here so that it didn't burn their Apple ID. So there's a few things that we have in place for that. Now, in here, in the account for a MacBook, for iMessage, okay, we've got a limit on the max number that you can send out. So this is for iMessage. Now iMessage have got their own contact limits, and I'm going to go back to our support document and show you where we break all this down. But iMessage, the rate limit for them, the max that we recommend is 50 new contacts per day. All right, so that's 50 new contacts per day, not to be confused with 50 messages per day. You can send multiple messages back and forth with someone who's corresponding with you, but you shouldn't send out to more than 50 new contacts per day because that's the area that we see people potentially getting themselves flagged. We have got clients that are doing more than that, but we like to keep everything in kind of a good safe zone. So you can actually set that in your dashboard here, and then you can, when it gets over, you can mark them as pending and they'll just hold and then they'll roll over the next day, or you can fail them if there's too many. So this is a good way for you to control it as well for your clients, okay? Because you want to tell your clients all this information, but your clients will forget, all right? And your clients will do things and they could potentially burn their Apple IDs, and then they come back to you and go, hey, why did this happen? And you have these conversations again. So we want to protect that for you and for your clients. So this is the first layer in here. You can limit the number of new messages that will even allow you to send in a day for iMessage, okay? Now the other thing that will help with this as well in our gateway, in our iMessage gateway, I'm just bringing down here, okay, you can set delays between your messages. I haven't got this one turned on here, but you can warm it up on launch so it will slow it down even more. You can set the max number of messages per hour that will allow it to send out as well. So this will help to make sure that at the actual device level, it's going to slow things down as well, okay? So that way we can't just do these blasts. And basically these things here that were in place by default in this client's account is what saved them from burning their iMessage ID. Okay, if they hadn't have done this, they would have burnt that account immediately. Now, we did actually tell them to go and cancel all these messages anyway, because it's a little bit hard to see, and we have tried to cover this up, but they actually did the other no-no, which is sending the same message again and again and again with just the change of person's name. Okay, so you don't want to do that because those things look like automations as well. Okay, so but we managed to do these things in the back end to try and save your accounts there. So if I just go back to our support center, so we have all this in here. So rate limiting, so we've got all this stuff. This all runs in the back end. These are all our servers. This is what happens. So you can read all that. What happens if the limits are exceeded? And we use this smart adaptive rate limiting to kind of run things up and run things down. We can kind of understand what's going on because we've got a lot of messages going through. So in terms of the limits, so for SMS, we recommend max of 1 per minute. iMessage is 50 unique numbers per day, but you can send multiple messages to the same number if they're corresponding with you. And then WhatsApp, again, we recommend max of 1 per day. Now, with this 1 per minute, this again can be a little source of confusion for people. So, and this has come up, and I'm going to show you here. So this is an email from one of our partners who introduced us to one of their clients. Said, hey, have you checked out myCRMSIM? Help you solve your issues. Let me know if you've got any questions. I know Gary can intro you if you'd like. Let me know. And they replied, said, hey, that'd be amazing. Had a look on their site. They integrate with GHL. Excellent. Does it integrate with Closebot? Of course we do. Closebot is amazing. You should check that out. They have their own bot. Yep, we do, but we actually use Closebot as well, by the way, so we definitely recommend Closebot. And their restriction is 1 SMS per minute. My first thought is that that is a bit slow for a conversation SMS chain. So, totally understand that, because you wouldn't want to have your bot sending a message, someone replies, and it's got to wait a minute to send that response. But that is different to sending out to new leads. So what we're talking about with that 1 SMS per minute restriction is when you're sending out to new leads. So if you've got a workflow and you're dripping out for a database reactivation, you just want to send it to 1 lead per minute. Now, if you get a lead reply and they send a message in, say, hey, yeah, I'm interested in your offer, tell me more, whatever it might be, then the bot can pick that up and the bot can respond. And they might reply and then the bot can respond. But that's what a natural conversation would look like, okay? It will just manage that conversation as if it was you and you're sending and receiving replies, okay? And there'll always be a few seconds delay here and there because there's processing, stuff like that. But that's actually a good thing because it makes it look more natural, because what looks more unnatural than you sending a message and instantly getting a reply, that looks like an automation is replying to you. So again, we want all these things to look natural. So it's not going to wait 1 minute to send the reply, okay? That limiting is only going to happen by you enforcing it through the workflow at the start and setting that as your limits to send people out to, okay? So for AI chatbots, conversationally, back and forth, all good, no problem there. If you have 3 or 4 people replying, look, one will come in, one will get sent out, another one will come in, one will get sent out. You never really have this issue where it's overlapping. And if you've done your database reactivations correctly, you're scheduling them out as well. So it all just mixes in quite nicely. And I've done hundreds of these myself, sent out tens of thousands of text messages on database reactivations and never had an issue with overlap of conversations. All right, but again, always do this according to the SIM card that you've got. So brand new SIM cards, you need to warm them up, take them a little bit slower. Aged and matured SIM cards can have more messages going through them, okay? So this is a couple of things that came up for this week, okay? One where we obviously saved that person's iMessage account, and this one I just wanted to clarify because, yeah, they're obviously confused, I guess, by the knowledge base article there, and I guess we need to do a better job of clarifying all those things, which I think we actually did try to do. I think we actually updated out after this. Yep, so if you're having a back and forth conversation with the lead using AI, you may well be that you send messages faster than 1 minute, and that's fine because it's transactional conversation and quite natural. And I would encourage that. The more natural conversations you can have, perfect. So that's really good. Okay. So bunch of really good stuff in here. And actually, I do want to put this, and we'll make sure that this is with this article, that if you are starting with us and you are doing database reactivations, definitely check out this article and this link below. Now, this one here, if you follow this and follow all the steps in here, this will help you to make sure that you don't burn your SIM cards and you follow best practice, okay? So going through, select your plan, get yourself set up with your hardware, choose your SIM plan provider, okay? And all of these links will go through to the relevant articles for you to help you out. Get yourself connected, get everything set up. If you have any problems, we've got troubleshooting. We've also got support as well. You can book into our onboarding, our open office hours. We'd love to see you at those. Warm up your SIMs, validate your lists, use our snapshots. We've got all these snapshots. We've got drip campaign templates. We went through this on the office hours. So this person here who did this and just blasted them out, we explained to them and said, hey, we have all these resources for you. Oh, where did I go? Should we go back to this one? We have all these resources. We've got drip campaign templates. We've got advanced AI messaging. All of these things for you. Best practice, don't put links in the first message. Don't put stop to opt-out text. That only happens on automations. Ask permission in natural human tones. Use varied messages to avoid content spam filters. Okay, we've even got GPTs for you. So you can go here and you can use our GPTs. Okay, so there's a full training on this, and use our message buddy. So this will load up here. Okay, we've got a whole custom GPT. This is trained to write and create the perfect messages for you. So this will create your message sequence. You can put that into our snapshots, and then you are good to go in 10 to 15 minutes. So 10 to 15 minutes of going through this training, setting these things up, will save you a lot of effort in the long run by if you don't do it correctly, okay? We don't want you to get those things wrong. We don't want you to burn your SIM cards. We want you to have a nice, smooth experience, and we have everything laid out for you here. So, and if you've got any trouble with that, jump in, book a call with our team, come to our open office hours, book your onboarding when you get set up. We have so much support for you guys. There's everything here for you. We just want to see you all succeed. So check out all the links below with this. If you have any questions, please pop them below. We'd love to help you out.